Margaux. Yes, Margaux, that wonderful appellation in Bordeaux, known for many of the top estates of the region: Chateau Margaux, Chateau Palmer, Malascaux, Saint-Exupéry, Rosan-Segla. I will probably get fleeced if I didn't say Cantenac Brown and Brand Cantenac, amongst others. There are many great chateaus in Margaux, and it's the largest appellation actually in the left bank. And one of those estates is Chateau du Tertre, which is also owned by the same owners as Chateau Giscourse, which we offered maybe a couple weeks ago. The 22, which got massive scores, and for the price, it's just an amazing wine. And du Tertre is kind of in that same vein. Du Tertre is a winery that's in Arsac, and Arsac is a part of Margaux that is actually kind of the highest elevation in Margaux. A lot of gravel. You get that kind of outcropping from the Gironde that came from the prehistoric times when the flow came from the Pyrenees and made basically Bordeaux what it is, at least in the left bank. And so today we are featuring the second wine from Chateau du Tertre. And well, Tris, why are you doing the second wine? Because this wine is so good. Okay, so the representative from Chateau du Tertre happened to come and visit us, and she had, bottles of like older vintages of du Tertre. She had Hauts du Tertre. She had, basically a whole bag full of wine from the estate. But man, when we tasted today's wine, the 2016 Hauts du Tertre, Kyle and I looked at each other and like, what the hell happened here? It was like an aha moment, like, wow, this wine is in such a great place. And there's a reason. Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Franc in left bank? Yes, my friend, Cabernet Franc. 30% Cabernet Franc in the blend. So you have Margaux, which is Cabernet Sauvignon land, right? In this blend, you have 52% Cabernet Sauvignon and 30% Cabernet Franc, with the rest being Merlot, kind of to round it all out. And boy, when we tasted this wine, it was awesome. And I'm gonna taste it again, like right now. Good, cool label too. Look at that, very clean. I like that. So you can already see, if you look very closely, the color is starting to get a little tinge around the edge of age. I mean, this is like 9 years old now. When I was young, 9 years old, that was an old bottle of wine. Nowadays, it's not so much. Storage is impeccable. These wines came straight from the chateau. Boy, oh boy. This wine is showing so much in the nose. It's got that elegance in Margaux. Margaux has that purple flower, that elegant thing, even though it's Cabernet, but there's something about that appellation where you get this, they're pretty wines, but they got this to it. Franc, man. You get that complexity. It takes Cabernet and it does this. What is that, Tris? I don't know. But it all kind of all just comes together in this beautiful, just broad palette. And you're starting to get those tertiary flavors. You're getting little cassis, you get little spice box in here. Silky tannins. 16, great vintage. One of the top vintages of the decade between, you got 9 to 10. It was pretty quiet till 15. I don't want to say it was bad. There's some good, 12 and 14 were pretty good vintages. And then, of course, 18 and 19 and 20. But Now these wines are getting to that state where you're getting over that youth, you know. And even though these second wines are meant to be drunk at a younger age, I think this is kind of a really good window for the second wines because they're made to be drunk young. You know, that, you know, you have your Grand Vin and then you have your other wine. And when you're talking about an estate that has 175 acres, that's a lot of land. That's a lot of wine. But boy, it's good. And, you know, there's a lot of history in this chateau. I mean, this chateau started in the 12th century, you know, with the Arsac seigneury, and it had 4 years, and then it was passed on to the Ségur family. Yes, that Ségur, Colon Ségur, Falon Ségur, who also owned Mouton and Lafite and Latour. And then now there's Dutch owners that came in 1997, and they actually have put tons of money into the estate. Alexander Van Beek, a very dear friend of mine, runs both this and Giscours. Sorry. And when the representative came from the chateau, again, we tasted a bunch of shit. They had 2,000, they had a bunch, and we're going to play with a little bit of those too. But this was the one wine that really stood out. And here is the killer thing about this wine. It's 20 bucks. 9-year-old, almost 10, Margaux for 20 bucks. Crazy. Lowest price in the country. Buy this wine. Only 25 cases. It'll sell out fast.